I'm going to ask Darren, John, and Brent to unmute yourselves. And there we go. So welcome everybody, and thank you for being here today on this very auspicious occasion. We're excited to have all our honourable guests. Most importantly, we're excited to have our Africa brand partners and brand partners from around the globe on this event today. Today is really just an opportunity for you to get to meet our new owners, Darren Zobrist, our CEO, and John Wadsworth, our Chief Brand Partner Officer, which we're going to come back to shortly. Also one of our Partners Council members and Founders Council members, Mr. Brent Palmer. Brent, thank you for always making the time and always showing up for us here. We appreciate your participation always. So today is an opportunity for you to get to meet one another. We're going to make one or two announcements. We're going to share some stuff with you. We're also going to have an opportunity to run through some questions and give some of you an opportunity to ask Brent, I apologize, to ask Darren and John some questions. And if you have any questions for Brent, you can ask those as well. And we also want to do a little bit of recognition tonight, or this afternoon. I know it's nighttime in South Africa, it's 7 p.m. in South Africa. And so we're going to do some recognition. We're not going to take any questions, so if you've got your hands up for now, we'll get to those a little bit later, and we'll give you an opportunity. I want to suggest you go into the chat and type any questions that you have there. My team will then highlight those questions and be sending them through to us, and then we will ask those questions of our panel here today. So first off, I'm going to hand over to Brent Palmer and give Brent an opportunity to just say welcome. And Brent, then you can do the introduction of Darren and John, if you're okay with that. Okay, yes. Got you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Craig. And hello, everybody. Good to see you. And it is awesome. You know, technology is amazing. The fact that we can literally be tuned in around the world. I'm so grateful for that today. And I'm grateful for you. And Craig, we were actually just talking about it before we came on just a few minutes ago about the commitment, the sweat equity, the leadership that has emerged through this partnership with Africa. I personally know Craig's heart and what Africa means to him, and to the staff that is on the ground, boots on the ground in Africa, whether it be South Africa or Nigeria. The commitment level, the things they do behind the scenes, unbelievable. But you guys, this is what it's all about. Is you guys today. And tonight for a lot of you that are tuning in from Africa. And we just want to say that we're so grateful for you. We're grateful for your partnership, your commitment, your continued work ethic. We've got some exciting announcements about some people doing some special things in Africa with growth right now. And we're going to get to that. I'm not going to steal Craig's thunder on that and the team. But here's what I'll say before I bring on our guest today is, you know, it's what we have ahead of us, the opportunity that we have to take this torch that we started in Africa and expand on it. You know, John Wadsworth says this a lot. If we just all lean in together and imagine what we could create from this amazing opportunity. And I'll tell you this, you guys are the frontier. You're the ones that's blazing the trail. You're the ones that's clearing the roadway for the future to come. And we're ready to run. We're ready to run with you. And so there's going to be a lot of things that come out of today. But the first thing I want to do is introduce you to both at the same time, if you will. And I'll let them decide between the two which one wants to talk first. But for the last 2 weeks, I personally, I'm very excited and humbled to have the opportunity to lock arms with you, all of you in Africa, and all of you around the world that is building in Africa, that's reaching out and playing Who Do You Know in Africa. I'm so humbled to be a part of that and a part of that leadership team that just can support and aid in any way I can. We're here for you around the clock in any way we can be. But for the last 2 weeks, I've spent more time in our corporate office, our worldwide headquarters in Utah, than I've spent in my own home. And I'll tell you why. Because what we do every day, what you do every day in going out and sharing a story, going out and talking to your family, your friends, your coworkers, your neighbors, it takes a level of trust, belief in where you're going, and a vision for what this can turn into. And so for me, I understand that as a brand partner, that is what's needed. I got to have that belief. I got to have that fire in my belly to go do it. And so for the last 2 weeks, I went to our worldwide headquarters and I spent time, just like you're getting to do today. This is why this call was set up. It was set up for you. So you could feel the heart, the unity, the passion, the belief, the vision, so that you will have the fire in your belly, or you will have the choice to have the fire in your belly to go partner with us as we continue our relationships in Africa. And so I went to our worldwide headquarters. I went to Utah. I sit at the steps, hat in hand, going, John Wadsworth, Darren, I want to talk to you guys. I want to see where you're at. And let me tell you, this is for everybody around the world. What I gathered while I was there was it was the it factor that it's hard to describe unless you get to listen and spend time. It was the unity, that we're going to lock arms, that we're going to blur the lines of sponsorship, that we're just going to go grow a company around the world and support our brand partners. It was that unity factor. It was the heart factor of we're going to lead with heart. We're going to lead with loving people because that's what the world needs. It was the support factor. We know what you do in the field. We acknowledge that. We honor that. And it was the commitment to a legacy. It was the commitment to the legacy of, does the compensation plan change? No, we'll prove it. Does the Bill of Rights? No, we'll prove it. Does the no compromise on our products change now? No, and we will prove it. And it was all these check marks that I left away and went, oh my goodness, I got a future that my kids can rely on, that my grandkids can rely on. And I have that fire in my belly now. And so all I want to do now is just let everybody around the world feel that same feeling so that you can make your own mind up. And I think that's what you will gather from today. That's why this call exists. That's why this call is here, for you to embrace this. This is your business. This is your future. This is your time for this opportunity. And so without further ado, you're going to gather that from both of these gentlemen. And so, John, Darren, thank you.
Thank you, Brent.
Thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
And I want to turn it over to you both. And I know you'll decide which one goes first, but thank you for your commitment. And I think I've got a question, but I'll hold it for later, but I'll turn the floor over to you.
Thank you, Brent. Brent's absolutely amazing. Those of you who were able to come out to Utah just recently, Brent's the flag bearer who lit a spark. This all happened organically. And all of a sudden we had over 100 people in the Utah office who came on their own dime just to feel and to be a part of what we're planning for the future. What has happened to us? I've spent my life looking for silver linings in everything that happens. Sometimes you have the perfect storm, right? and the perfect storm has this beautiful silver lining in it. And that's exactly what we're facing right now. We have this silver lining that's allowing us to emerge as a stronger company, as a company that's debt-free, that has this bright future that all of us can embrace. And as Brent said, build a legacy for our futures on. I'm astounded by what we have and what we're heading towards. But think about what we have, because I have the privilege of doing meetings all over the world. Last night at midnight, I was on a Japan call speaking to the Japanese. Got up at 5 o'clock this morning and did another Japan call at 6 a.m. And now I'm on a call with Africa. And before that, I was doing calls with the US. We have people in 60 countries around the world that are all unified around a common cause. So those of you that like to travel, just think about that. You can get on a plane and you can drop into almost any country in the world and you have a friend. You have someone who's part of our community, who's linked with the same desires as you, who's chasing similar dreams. That's phenomenal that you can be part of a community like that. What are we going to do with that? Well, all of us in some way has been led to this opportunity. And I'm using that as a segue to introduce you to Darren Zobrist. Darren Zobrist has had one of the most fascinating lives of anyone that I've ever met. We don't have time to go through his whole life story today, but when you do have time, it's fascinating. It's a story of triumph. It's a story of achievement. It's a story of adventure. It's a story of setting really lofty goals and achieving them, and traveling the entire world and building a network of friends and associates and success after success after success. And what led him to this community, what led him to this opportunity, is a small micro story that in and of itself is fascinating that I'd love to have him share. And he's going to go through some points of that journey that I think everyone can resonate with. After he's done, we'll talk a little bit more about the future. We have this amazing future ahead of us that those of you who came into home office, you felt it. I mean, the feeling in that room was electric. It was one of those meetings where I think we had 110, maybe 120 people, and you're sitting there feeling, wow, I wish there was 1,000 people here. And Brent Palmer was the maestro. He was going up to the stand and coordinating it and managing the information it was just amazing. So, Darren.
Yeah.
For being here today.
Good job,
Talk to us about what led you here. What brought all this together?
How far back do you want me to go, John?
So we're going to save some of his early life for another occasion, but let's start with, you had ambitions going into graduate school. He went to the best graduate school in the U.S., Wharton. And then he had what he thought was his dream job.
Okay,
he got it.
I'll start there. Got it. Perfect. Well, first I want to just say thank you to everyone for taking some time to meet with us today. I'm blown away by this group that is here to support South Africa and Nigeria. I mean, we have people from all over the world, right? Many provinces in Canada, a bunch of US states. We have people from Dubai, Australia. Like, this is incredible. I mean, I love participating in these calls, and I love this company for the way that it brings people together in this common purpose of building their businesses and in turn building this company. And I just love it. So thank you all for being here. It really is an honor to be able to spend a little bit of time with you and share a little bit about our goals and our hopes and dreams for the company that in turn will be there to support you all in building your businesses. So I, for many years, worked on Wall Street. I got into the best graduate school in the United States. It's called Wharton. And my dream had been to go work on Wall Street. And I got this incredible job working for Goldman Sachs, which is like if you're going to go work on Wall Street, that's the very best company to go work for. And when I started working at Goldman, I loved it. I loved the work. It was fascinating. Everybody around me was smart. Everybody was doing interesting things. And it was really exciting for me. After a few years, it became less exciting. Each year that passed, it became less and less exciting. And I started to see that I really was just trading these kind of complicated financial instruments for big institutions that were out there. And I wasn't doing anything that I felt was really meaningful. I wasn't doing anything to help other people. I wasn't doing anything to change the world. And so as time went on, I kind of became disillusioned. There were also some changes in the management and how the company was run that changed my focus. But I decided I can't do this forever. It was my dream job, what had been my dream job, and I got into it and I thought I can't do this forever. Maybe some of you have been in a similar situation. You're in some corporate job and you think this is your dream job, and then all of a sudden you're like, this isn't it. This isn't what I thought it was going to be. And you started looking for something more. So that happened to me, and so I had started in New York for Goldman and had moved out to LA, where I'm from, in Los Angeles. And there was a little town that I used to go fishing in on the weekends in Mexico. And during this period of time, while I was down there fishing, where you get off the boat, there was a little fish market. And in this fish market, they were selling yellowfin tuna for 50 cents a pound. Yellowfin tuna is the type of tuna that is used for sushi, okay? And so I see this yellowfin tuna, it's beautiful, it's 50 cents a pound, and I'm scratching my head thinking, man, back in LA, I pay like 20 bucks a pound. I wonder if there's a business here. So I brought in a friend who had lived in Mexico, spoke Spanish fluently, and I said, hey, go down there, let's research this, let's see if there's a potential business there. And he got into this little town in Mexico, and the government had built a fish processing plant that the government officials stole all the money and the plant shut down. So there was this fish processing plant sitting there empty that we were able to rent for a very reasonable price. We then brought in these Japanese technicians to teach the fishermen how to properly bleed and kill the fish so that it could be used for sushi. And in this region, there were, about 1,000 fishermen that were all fishing for tuna and other types of fish. But because we were the foreigners down there, nobody knew us. We could only convince one single fisherman to fish for us. And in this part of Mexico, just like in many developing countries all around the world, the fishermen are very, very poor. And this fisherman was the same way. And I think he thought, I have nothing else to lose. I'm so poor already. I may as well just fish for these guys. Maybe it'll work out. So he started fishing for us. And he had been selling his fish for 40 cents a pound into the local market, who marked it up 10 cents a pound, and they were selling it for 50 cents a pound. We were able to pay him $2.50 for his fish. And then we shipped it into Los Angeles and San Francisco. And after 1 month only of fishing with us, he went out and bought a pickup truck, which for him in this town took him into the middle class. He went from being one of the poorest of the poor to being in the middle class. He actually was able to get a better apartment. He had a small child that was in a nursery school. He was looking at putting them in a better nursery school. And this gentleman's life totally changed very quickly in the span of a month. And this guy went out and he started talking to his other friends who were fishermen. And then they started talking to their friends. And then they talked to their friends. And next thing I knew, we had the entire fleet of fishermen fishing for our company. As Deb and Ken Schneider in Canada told me, that is network marketing, my friend. Because I introduced myself as saying I had no experience in network marketing, and they very quickly pointed out to me that is exactly what network marketing is. You start with one. Every single one of you started with one, just like I did. And then you build, and then they tell their friends, and then they tell their friends, and it builds and builds and builds. So that's how I started in the seafood industry. I took that model then in Mexico, and we duplicated it in developing countries all over the world. We went to Brazil, we went to several communities in Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Cook Islands, Marshall Islands, Fiji, Ecuador, Costa Rica, all over the world. And that also is, I think, the way you guys do it, right? You take your model and you duplicate it all over. So we ended up becoming the largest distributor of sushi quality tuna in the United States. And it was such an incredible experience for me because I saw the lives of every one of these fishermen that we worked with dramatically changed. In that first community down in Mexico, when I would go down there and visit, they called me the Jefe. When the Jefe came and visited, they would have like these barbecues for me, and they were presenting their children to me and thanking me for all of the great changes that had happened in their lives. And it changed really the vision for my life, because I saw that it was possible to invest in a way that you had a good investment, but it lifted and built other people and raised other people's lives. And that became a big goal of mine going forward as I look to invest in other companies. So that's one thing that really, I feel like led me to the point of investing in this company. And there was another thing that happened 2 years ago. So I was 49 years old. I'm 51 now. But at the time, I had a doctor's appointment, and the doctor is looking at my blood work. And, as I got into my upper 40s, I've been putting on some weight. I hadn't been eating very healthy, maybe not exercising very healthy. And my doctor says, look, you're getting higher blood pressure. You've got cholesterol problems. You've got blood sugar problems. He's like, if you continue like this, your life will be very unhealthy. You will not have a happy life as you progress in your age. You've got to do something different. So at that time, I made a commitment, and I lost 50 pounds over about 6 months. I changed my diet. I started exercising. And I became very focused on my health. And even today, I take probably you all do too, but I take this big handful of supplements every day as part of my health routine. And I've stuck with it. So that's another thing that sort of led me to the point where this company was really interesting to me and really fascinating, and led me to the point of investing in this company. The third thing that happened was I got a call from John. We actually live in the same neighborhood, and we become friends over the last few years. And he said, hey, the company I sell for, they're going to need some investment. They're having a few issues, and they're going to need some investment. And what he did is he said, you got to come see the company in action. And we flew over to a company event over in Barcelona. And in Barcelona, as I sat there in the audience and heard brand partners and leaders up on the stage talking about how their lives had changed dramatically because of this company. They talked about their health transformations. They talked about how their financial lives had changed. And while I was sitting there in that audience, hearing their stories, I just thought, I have got to be part of this. I love this company. I love what it does for people. And, there were even some other really interesting things. There was up in the front corner, there was a whole group at this event of people who were deaf. And I thought, wow, it's really difficult probably for people who are deaf to get jobs. And here was this whole group. There were like 300 deaf people up there, and they were signing the whole event. And there were another couple of interesting groups that were out there that I met and conversed with. And I just loved what this company did, not only for people's health, but what it did for their financial lives. And I just told John, this is it. I've got to be part of this. And then during that time, I also met with some of the executives of the company, and I was blown away with the caliber of executives that we have at the company. So not only do we have the amazing brand partners, we've got incredible products, we've got incredible executive leadership. We have things like the Bill of Rights, which was something that was new to me. I'm like, what an incredible company that is, documenting the rights to their distributors out there. And these things are so unique. And I told John, yeah, this is it. I'm in. I'm all in. And so we put together. I led this investment group, and we invested in the company. And as we came out of that investment, we became a $300 million company, but with zero debt. So the financial futures of the company changed overnight through this investment. And a big goal through this investment was to create a very, very stable company, a very successful company that will last for generations. You all are out there building your businesses, and the company is nothing without all of you. But I imagined how hard it would be to go out and build if you had any question about the company that you were working with. So our top A1 number one goal is to create a stable company that will always be there. In fact, I want to create a company that's so stable and your businesses that you build are so successful that you can pass them on to your children and your children's children, that this company lasts for generations. So that's our big focus right now. That's what we're doing. That's what we're making sure you have so that you can go out and build your companies. And I'm just really excited for our future together. I hope to get to know, I know some of you in person, but I hope to get to know a lot more of you in person as time goes on and really build this company together.
So I'm going to give you a little more insight because there's some other things that I love about Darren. One is he wants to live forever. And so do I. Okay, what does that take? It takes some pretty serious discipline. So Darren and I live together close by the head office here in Utah, and we would get up between 4:30 and 5 because he likes to walk. Because walking, if you walk on a daily basis, I mean, Craig can tell you about this. There's some groups in Australia that have built an entire massive organization around a daily walk because walking's so good for your health. So we'll go out in the dark and we'll walk. Darren will walk like 6 to 14 miles a day. In kilometers, that's 10 to 20 kilometers a day, right? But he gets a ton of work done while he's doing it because he's got this headset that works in all different conditions. So he can spend 2-3 hours on the phone while he's taking care of his body. That's after he took his 2 handfuls of supplements and after he ate his probiotics. I mean, there's a routine here that every one of us can incorporate into our lives if you want to live forever. How cool is that? If you're part of an organization that wants to live forever, I want to live forever. So that's something that can be super attractive. When you have a CEO who walks the walk, right? Who has a track record of success, who's been through tough times and has tremendous grit, because life's not always easy. That's the thing that you can put your confidence in. And that's what got me so excited about our new beginning. We have a new beginning now. What's our future? Well, Darren just said it. Our future is stability, something that you can put your heart and soul into with confidence and trust and belief. I'm just like all of you. I started when I was 25 because I had a dream. I had this tremendous dream about living a life that was extraordinary. I wanted adventure. I wanted freedom. I wanted to see the world. I wanted to meet lots of people. I wanted freedom. And this business has given all of that to me. So Craig introduced me at the beginning and said some title that I've been asked to have, and I wanted to explain that with a little more detail to everyone. I've been in the field for 25 years. You know, I wake up every morning just like you do. And guess what? None of us have bosses. Nobody tells us what to do. We have to get up on our own, make a plan, create the motivation by ourselves. It all has to come from within. Every single day, you have to wake up and say, what am I going to do today? You have to write down your goals and go out and contact people and present. I know what that feels like because I've lived that. And I've built organizations all over the world. So now how has my role changed? Well, I have to set aside building my own business and start helping people all over the world to build theirs. I have to sit at the executive committee and make sure that every decision that the company makes is geared towards the brand partners. Every resource that we dedicate is geared towards helping you wake up in the morning and feel tremendous motivation to go and execute the plans that you make. Because in this business, you are your own boss. You set your own goals, you set your own key performance indicators, you set your own schedule, you decide how much time you're going to spend on it. As a company, what's our role? Our role is to make sure you have tools, make sure you feel faith and confidence, make sure that product gets delivered and commissions get paid. The rest of it's up to you. But we may be one of the very few companies in the world that has people at the executive level who have lived exactly what you're living for over 2 decades and knows exactly what it feels like and knows exactly what it takes to be successful all over the world. That's what's exciting. That's what's exciting about our future in the world. And that's what's exciting about our future in Africa, where some of the strongest, most powerful entrepreneurs on the planet live.
I echo that. Good job, John. Thank you, Darren, for sharing. I think what we're going to do is just to show, I don't think we can ignore the elephant in the room. We've had a few challenges as our company has navigated restructuring. And we've come out of that restructuring as a $300 million debt-free company with new owners that have a great vision to support us and our brand partners. And so just to show the resilience of our brand partners, particularly in Southern Africa. Last week, we got the opportunity, or we have the opportunity to recognize a new title advancement. And that is one of our brand partners, Yolandi Kupis. Yolandi, where are you? Can you just raise your hand so that I can just find you here, because we want you to switch on your video. So, where is your, oh, there's Yolandi, look at that. Hello, Yolandi. I'm going to add your PIN. And I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself so you can say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Yolandi. Congratulations on achieving director level last week. Your resilience, determination, and persistence is admirable, and we are incredibly proud of you. And we just wanted to use this opportunity while we have our Chief Brand Partner Officer and our CEO together on this call with your upline coach. So well done and congratulations. We're proud of you.
Congratulations, Yolandi.
Great
job. Great job.
Fantastic. That's what we need right now. We need someone leading the charge.
My heart is pumping out of my chest, and I just want to say it's all glory to God. And I could not have been able to achieve it with the incredible team and upline I've got. All the support and the encouragement, and this company is just truly exactly where I should be in my life, and it's to love, serve, and grow together. And Africa, hold on to your seats, baby, because we are going to go places and we are going to change people's lives one at a time, and we are just going to rise. So I'm super blessed to be here. I'm super blessed to be affiliated with the leading health and wellness company globally. And I just wish everyone on this call all the success that they deserve, and you go out there and make sure that you focus on transformations in health, wellness, and wealth, and not transactions, and learn to listen to people and change their lives, because you've got the power to do that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Craig.
Well done, Yolandi. Before you go away, you've got an opportunity to ask Darren and John a question. Is there a question you would like to ask them? And if there isn't, that's okay. I'm putting you on the spot.
No,
I might want to ask her a question. I want to learn how she did it. So Yolandi, just talk to us about your daily routine, because this is where it gets very real. What do you do on a daily basis that helps you stay motivated and ambitious and able to reach out to new people all the time?
I've learned to listen to people, and I've learned to serve with an open heart. And I've also learned that if I open my hands to receive and to give, everything will change. And this company has really taught me so much, and I'm forever grateful. And you know what? We always say network marketing is a company that will bring strangers, they will become friends, and they will become family. And yeah, we sit, just like you said, we are connected globally. And how fantastic is that you've got a business that you can work wherever in the world, and everybody, even though if you're in this business by yourself, or for yourself, you are never by yourself, because you can just reach your hand and everyone will do whatever they can to help you. And I've just learned that the only time when we look down is when we reach to lift someone up. And it's just a privilege to be here. And we're forever grateful for what you do for Africa. We've had our product range for a year. I've had the opportunity to see how it's changed people's lives. I've had the opportunity to see how things has just changed. And for me to be able to be part of a company that's got the purest products. And, you know, I've had the privilege, the same as the rest of our African partners, to use your products that you've got available globally. And we're exceptionally blown away. We are just so excited for everything happening on a daily basis. And we just want to thank you for believing in us and seeing the value in us. And you ain't seen nothing yet.
That's right.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Good job, Yolandi. We're very proud of you. Well done.
Thank you.
Cool. So, John, Darren, if you guys are cool, we're going to start with some questions. And rather than just opening up, which would be pandemonium, right? I want to introduce another director brand partner in South Africa. Her name is Michaela, and she achieved director level a while back. And Michaela, if you can just switch your video on, and then I'm going to add you to this group. Where's Michaela? Okay, Michaela, raise your hand. I see you, but there you go. Just bear with us, guys. I'm sorry while we figure out this technology here. Okay. Michaela, I'm trying to add you, but it says I'm blocked. I can't add you to the pinned group here. So if you can unmute, let me unmute you. Maybe if you start speaking. There we go, Michaela, welcome. Hi.
How are you guys doing? I hope you're all doing amazing. First of all, I just want to say hi to Darren and John. I'm so excited for this call, for you guys, taking the time out of your day to just kind of show us what you have in store and, introduce yourselves to us. I know we've been so excited to see what you guys have had to say and your inputs. And personally, for me, I would just like to say that this is honestly the company that has hands down changed my life. So I started this industry when I was 18 years old. So I have experience, I've been with different companies, and New Age has really stood out to me from the get-go. And, of course, with every new company that opens, we do face challenges, we face hurdles, but like I've always said, the way you get over these challenges, that's, it makes you stronger. It expands your vision, and it just helps you build that leadership that you didn't have prior to facing a certain challenge. So for me, coming into this business, it's just absolutely changed my life. I know I've got so many team members on here that this company has changed their lives already in the short amount of time that we've been with the company. So for me, I'm just, extremely excited about the future that we have with New Age. And like you said, we're building a legacy here. We're building a business that we can pass down from generation to generation. And for me personally, I have never had a normal 9-to-5 job. Okay, this has been, I literally came straight out of high school. I'm 22 years old. I came out of high school. I started in this industry because I had the vision and I could see what an industry like this can do for all of us. And I think, the success and just everything we're experiencing right now says a lot. And for me, I'm a person that sees, I have a vision for the next 5 to 10 years. And I know in the next 5 to 10 years, we are going to be ranking up. We're going to be speaking on stages. We're going to be changing thousands of people's lives. And for me right now, I know the seeds I'm planting today, I'm going to be seeing massive growth in the next year, in the next 2 years. And that's something that I always tell my team is, right now, something maybe your business isn't growing just yet. But the day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. And that's what I'm seeing with our region right now. Is yes, right now we've had some challenges, we've had some delays, we've had some this, but I want to encourage everyone to stop thinking of what's happening right now. Where are you going to be in the next year, in the next 2 years? If you just carry on pushing through, if you just carry on expanding the vision that you've got, I promise you, you will not regret it. If you quit, you are going to be kicking yourself in the next 2 years because you are going to see how much growth we'll be experiencing in this company. So, but anyways, enough about that. Thank you guys so much again for, doing this call with us and just lighting up that fire again, giving us that motivation and just that excitement that I think everyone needs. So I do have a question though, pretty simple, but pretty straightforward, is I want to know, do you guys believe in us in Africa?
100% we do.
1,000%.
I think it's obvious. Well, it's obvious that tremendous resources have been invested in Africa. I guess our question is, does Africa want us? And I got my answer on this call.
Oh, yes.
So if we have Yolanda and Michaela, that's it. We should just end the call right now. The feelings that I feel listening to you two just makes this phenomenal.
Amazing.
Do you want to respond, Darren?
I would just reiterate what John says. We've spent a lot of time looking at it, and we discussed this exact thing. John and I did, and others on the executives. Does Africa want us? And we can see now from everybody on here, from the stories, from what Craig's been telling us, yes, Africa does. So we are building and growing, and we're gonna see this be super successful down there with all of you. One thing that I always like to point out is 50% of our company is owned by all of you. 50% of the finances goes to all of you. You are our most important constituent. If we're successful in Africa, it's because of all of you. You all have that control in your hands. We're here to support you. We're here to help you build. But our success depends 100% on you. And we have every confidence that you're going to go out there and grow and build and make a great success of this.
And I can speak on behalf of everyone in Africa on this call, and we are just ready to take over. We're ready to make new waves and just explode our businesses like 1,000% more. So we're taking on this challenge head on, and we're totally going to do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We're trying to implement a more unified social media strategy around the world so that people in Africa's excitement can help infect people in South America, and things that are happening in South America you can partake of, and things that are happening in Japan. We want everyone to lift everyone together so that when you wake up in the morning, you get a big dose of inspiration and you can go out and do what this business is all about, which is contacting new people and presenting. And as Yolanda says, opening your heart up to serve and receive.
For sure.
Absolutely. Thank you, John, Darren. Michaela, we're proud of you. Well done. It's an honor to have you on our team in South Africa. You're a phenomenal leader, you and Yolandi. Well done, guys. Cool. So I'm going to ask you a few questions that people have been sending our way. The biggest, hottest topic at the moment is the opening of Nigeria. So, John, I don't know if you or Darren want to just explain some of the complexities around where we sit on that and how much detail you want to go to. But I think our brand partners and partners in Nigeria and through the rest of the world are desperately waiting in anticipation of Nigeria launching. So, do you mind expanding?
So, Craig, do you want to speak to the ability to sign up? We do have product. Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
But I think we're going to get to that shortly. I think what we want to talk about is what the holdup is, why there's a holdup, and the complexities around that, and what our team internally is doing to get that solved.
So there's a container of product in the port in Nigeria that has been there for a couple weeks, and that is the sticking point right now that we work on every single day to get that product released to where it needs to be, because this business is all about sharing product, and we need product on the ground in order to operate from the ground. So that's something that we're working on every single day to make happen. Other than that, I'm going to let Craig talk to the rest of the parts of the system that are being pushed forward also on a daily basis.
So to just expand on what John's saying is that we have a whole team internally working to get that container released from the port in Nigeria, but our systems are set up and we're ready. So the good news is, on today's call, I'm really excited to announce that effective next week, Wednesday, so that would be next week, Wednesday, the 10th, if I'm not mistaken, 7th, 8th, 9th. So the 9th, next week, Wednesday, the 9th, you will be able to start doing enrollments in the back office in Nigeria of your brand partners at zero cost enrollment. There's no product there yet, but we're going to let you get a head start so that you can start doing enrollments in Nigeria and enrolling your brand partners. So can I just see a thumbs up or something if you guys are excited about that we're able to, and congrats to our IT team for being able to put that all together. And that does two things for us. Number one, it enables us to test our systems before we go live. It's in anticipation of the market formally opening. And number three, it shows you guys that it's imminent and that all the back-end work has already been done in anticipation of that. All we've now got to do is get the product through to populate that for you. So that's, I think, a major next step, right, John? Is
that's right.
Giving our brand partners the opportunity to do that. Okay. And then with Darren and John here, I get the opportunity to make one or two other announcements today, and that is that T&J, Tahitian Noni Juice, is launching and will be available for sale in Southern Africa effective next week, Monday, the 7th of November. So you'll be able to we will be adding Tahitian Noni Juice to our portfolio in Southern Africa effective from next week, Monday. You'll be able to start placing your orders. And then on Tuesday next week, we have some training happening with Brett West and Dr. Trevor Bailey, our very own South African Scientific Advisory Board Council member, and one of our lead developers on our product development will be doing some training on Tahitian noni. And you can get some details of that on our social media channels and New Age Share. That will all be coming out in this week. And so that's another amazing milestone for us. Not to miss out on this Thursday, we have Thermo MX training. So the Hero range and a product called Thermo MX, and that's happening this Thursday evening. So look out for that. The new Thermo MX packaging is out with the new form factor, the new label on it. It's now halal certified, and so that's all being launched tomorrow, and there's training on that happening this week, Thursday. So now I'm seeing some of the questions coming through around Tahitian noni juice, and we have our internal team to thank for this. The price is $163 ex VAT in Southern Africa. But hold on, it gets even better. $163 ex VAT. But if you know the Rand dollar exchange rate right now, it's 18 to 1. Well, when we shipped that container, we were able to forward purchase exchange at that current rate. So it's locked in at 14 Rand 50 to the Rand, not at 18 Rand to the dollar. So that would mean for a 4-pack of Tahitian noni, so that's 4 bottles of Tahitian noni, that's 2,361 brand partner price excluding VAT in Southern Africa, effective next week, Monday. So it's very competitively priced, and we're very excited. That's 100 PV. You guys have asked for some higher PV product that you can title, advance, and level up easier, and we've done it. And that's more of an illustration of our commitment to this market, that we're here to make it happen. John, anything you want to add on that? I know Tahitian noni is probably at the top of your list of your favorite products.
I love Tahitian noni. I was born with it. I've been sharing it around the world for 25 years. And if you want to build a base of solid brand partners and customers, that's an excellent product, because people, if you can get them to drink it first thing in the morning for 2 weeks, they'll feel the benefits and they never quit. So I love the stability around it. I love how it becomes a daily habit. I love how you never want to run out. So when the month end comes, even Darren, Darren's been drinking it for 2 months, and he's like, we're going to run out of noni. So now we've got 8 bottles of noni on the kitchen table, because he's so scared of running out that I don't ever want him to feel that fear factor. And that's what happens in your business, is people never want to run out.
Brent, any thoughts you have on that? I know I caught you off guard, and normally I keep you in the loop on advance on what's happening, and I know I dropped this one on you that
no, it's okay.
Next week, so
it's fun for me to hear exciting announcements, and oh my goodness, I'm getting texts right now, just so everybody knows. I'm getting texts from people in Nigeria and people in SA, and they're saying things like, I'm bursting into tears right now. And I know John and Darren's heart and Craig's heart, like that swells it up, because that's what this is all about. It's about you. It's about the people. It's about the lives we can touch. And I didn't know this, so to hear Monday SA, go to town, go to work, like your cases are there, order. You've been shouting for this. And then to think that Wednesday we can start laying the groundwork for Nigeria. Oh my goodness. We can actually go into the back office. We can actually put them in the system and get ready to launch this fire that's about to ignite. This is your time. And Craig, I was going to ask the question, but it's been answered, but I'm going to say it anyway, because at the beginning of the call, I had this one question, and it was really for you, the people of Africa. And it's like, you made a commitment to do this. You made a commitment to step across the line and believe in an opportunity that was new to a country or countries. And you were the first, you were the lone nuts, like you were the frontier people. You've been blazing a trail through a lot of obstacles and challenges, but we don't live in the past, because every great story has a past. It has a trail. It has challenges, but you have been through that, and we acknowledge that. And I think the answer to the question that I had to ask was the commitment level of the executive team, of the owners, of the people that have put the money up. Craig, I don't even think I have to ask that question right now. I'm going to answer that for them because they said it. And I'm going to reiterate what John said. We just want the people of Africa to want us. John, you said it. I mean, I don't know that you want to reiterate, but it's like, I don't know that I even have to ask the question, because you're like, we want the people of Africa to want us. I hope you feel the heart of John and Darren today, and Craig, like they just want to change lives. They just want to make the world a better place. John, anything to add? Like, I had this great question and then it just got answered. So it's like,
well,
okay,
and the heart of Yolanda and Michaela, and if we have
Yolanda
and Michaela spreading that vision and that heart and that feeling all over the country, it will change the continent.
Because I look right now, and Craig, you might cut me off, but I got to say this. Like, I vision the mountaintop. Like, I vision, like, we're up there, we're celebrating, we're holding hands with all of our people that have become our family, and we've launched not only Nigeria and SA, but countries around Africa. Like people are there, their lives have been changed with the products we offer. They're telling us about the financial gain and what it's meant to their family. Like, this is the future. This is what I envision. But it's up to us, like right now, with what Craig and the team has launched, starting Monday, starting on Wednesday in Nigeria, that we go lock arms. We got to shout it to the world. Like, I believe that you got to accept it, you got to feel it, you got to acknowledge it, and then you got to announce it. You got to announce it to the world that we're about to set Africa on fire with this opportunity. I mean, can you put it in the chats? Can you accept it, announce it to the world that, like, we're in? We're all in on this. We're going to lean in together. We're going to unify together, and we are about to change tens upon tens of thousands of people's lives for the better. And we can picture that vision of being on the mountaintop, locked arms, looking and talking about all the lives that have been changed. What a glorious day that'll be.
Thank you,
Brent,
Brent.
for this. Thank you for
appreciate your kind words. Thank you very much. I know Darren and John have to hop off for another call, but before they go, I just want to introduce everybody to Jason Sheen. Jason Sheen is one of the managing directors of our project management team. And I've asked Jason onto this call today just to give everybody a very quick 5-bullet point update on some of the changes that our IT team have effected that our brand partners would love to hear about. So Jason, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thanks for all you and your team do in the back end to ensure all these projects are running smoothly and getting done and getting our big list of things that get added every week ticked off. So over to you. You want to share your top 5?
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Craig. It's been so great to hear from all the brand partners that are having great success. It's great to hear from the company leaders, Brent Palmer, etc. So many great people on this call. You know, I have the pleasure of being in the background, if you will, where this year alone we've done over 1,200 different projects to enhance the back office, the front office, the website, etc., based on feedback that we got from the Partners Council and brand partners, etc. And so I just wanted to highlight a couple of cool things that you've seen based on that feedback. The first is a complete overhaul of the auto delivery system. We got feedback that what we had was clunky, didn't really look good, and was very hard to navigate. So we switched it so that now it's more of a order and flow. So you have the ability to save different auto deliveries. You can name them. Much more pleasant experience, but more importantly for those coming into the business, it's also super pleasant for them as well. The second thing that we did was we got feedback that with the backdating of orders to move them to a previous week, that brand partners wanted the ability to go do it themselves in the back office. And so we turned that on a couple months ago, got great feedback. And then we just yesterday turned on the ability for you to do it the same way with your own customers. So you can now log in, see the details of their orders. And if you need to move orders for qualification, you can all now do that yourself without having to call in, etc., to once again help speed up that process. We've made upgrades to, I would say, the industry-leading smart links. So we've added additional functionality. We've added preview pictures. We've gotten lots of feedback. And internally as well, we've added all kinds of features to allow us to track as well who's using them, the best ways to use them, constantly enhancing that over and over and over. And then lastly, the development of the online shopping portal, where we can have live sales events that you, the brand partner, you get credit for it when you share your link, not only when it's broadcast live, but also after the fact, you can share those out and get the sales credit for that. We're super excited about the social selling part of our business, as well as partnering with all of you. And so appreciate, Craig, the time to have given me a couple minutes to highlight some of those cool things. And we're so thankful for everything you are doing, Brand Partners, to help build this business with our new brand new company and the new leadership as well. So thanks so much.
Good job, Jason. Thank you so much. Cool. So to wrap up, Darren, John, I'm going to hand back to you to just close off and just to say some departing words. Thank you for being here today. We appreciate you taking the time to come and meet some of our stakeholders in Africa and our brand partners in Africa.
This business is about sharing. We got to listen to some real heartfelt messages today. And now it's our job collectively to go out and share this feeling, share this message with other people, invite them into this community, which we believe can inspire and lift everyone, particularly those who are charging forward in Africa and all over the world. So go out and share.
Thank you for everything you do to build this company. We appreciate each one of you. We love being your partners. We love being here for you to help you build your businesses, and we're going to do amazing things together.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you,
Thank you, Craig.
Brent,
Thanks, everyone.
It's up to you to say the final word, Brent. I'll unmute you. There you go.
Awesome. Here's the final words for all of us, in my opinion. Again, I reiterate what I said at the beginning of the call. To do what we do every day on the front lines, you got to believe. You got to have belief. You got to have conviction in your heart. You got to know that it's pure and it's for the right reasons. For 2 weeks, I sat at corporate and I felt it. We wanted to open the door today in Africa and let you feel it. My prayer is that you walk away from this Zoom feeling the heart, feeling the passion, feeling the unity, and feeling the commitment for the future. For you, your family, your teams, and for the people that has not yet came to this great opportunity. Let's put our running shoes on, Africa. It's time.
Good job. Thank you, everybody. We love you, all our brand partners. Thank you, everybody, for making time to be here today. And that's it. You're welcome to say goodbye.